everyone. My name is Ashley Paulus, and today I'm presenting my psych talk based on the article When is Memory More Reliable? Scientific Findings, Theories, and Myths, published in 2004 in the Applied Neuropsychology Adult Journal. The authors are researchers from Bahçeşehir University in Istanbul, Turkey. While it's not a Harvard or Yale, it's still a recognized research institution, and importantly, this article is peer-reviewed and published by Taylor and Francis, which means it's been rigorously vetted and is academically credible. This article explores the reliability of memory. When can we trust it, and when should we be cautious? It looks into how memory is influenced by emotional states, social pressures, individual differences, and even widespread societal myths. It's especially relevant to high-stakes areas like law and education, where a person's memory can have serious consequences. This is a literature review, which means the authors didn't collect new data. Instead, they synthesized findings from dozens of other studies. They reviewed research using various memory paradigms like the DRM paradigm, used to create false memories, eyewitness testimony trials, and the source monitoring framework. While the wide range of studies is a strength, a big weakness is that the authors didn't clearly explain how they selected those studies. There's no inclusion or exclusion criteria and no time frame specified, which reduces transparency and opens the door for selection bias. The authors grouped their findings into themes. For example, memory is more reliable when people are emotionally calm, not under social pressure, and have strong working memory or high self-efficacy. They also debunked popular myths, like the idea that confidence equals accuracy in memory. One helpful part is Table 1, which summarizes when memory is more or less reliable. However, they didn't include visual data like graphs or statistics, which could have enhanced clarity for readers. There are quite a few strengths. First, the article is published in a peer-reviewed journal by a reputable publisher. It's also very recent, published in 2024, so it's up to date on psychological research. The authors integrate multiple psychological theories, including fuzzy trace theory and source monitoring framework, and they examine diverse types of studies across cognitive, forensic, and social psychology. They also provide a helpful summary table at the end. However, there are also major weaknesses. The biggest one is the lack of a clear method. There's no systematic process described for how the studies were chosen. They also don't assess the quality of the studies they include. Some could be high-quality randomized trials, and others might be less reliable. Another issue is that most studies cited are from weird countries: Western, educated, industrialized, rich, and democratic. So the findings may not apply globally. And while the article talks about myths, it doesn't explain how those myths are measured or defined. There were several important gaps. For example, the article doesn't discuss how technology, like smartphones or Google, might impact memory. This would have added a modern dimension. It also doesn't explain practical steps people could take to improve memory, even though it claims to be useful in legal and educational settings. Also missing is a deeper neurobiological explanation, especially odd since it's published in Applied Neuropsychology. There are several confounding variables that may influence memory reliability, but weren't controlled in the studies. One is cultural background. Memory can differ across cultures due to social and emotional norms. Another is participant mood or stress level, which can affect memory performance. The time of day, environmental distractions, and prior exposure to similar memory tasks are also factors. Finally, media influence, like courtroom TV dramas, can shape how participants respond to memory questions, particularly in eyewitness scenarios. This article is important because memory plays a crucial role in so many parts of life, like courtrooms, classrooms, and counseling sessions. Understanding when memory can be trusted helps professionals avoid mistakes. For example, law enforcement might learn to avoid leading questions, and educators might learn to teach students how to identify false memories or overconfidence in their recall. To wrap up, memory is not a flawless recording device. It's more like a storyteller, and sometimes that story is influenced by emotions, stress, or even myths we believe. This article provides a strong starting point for understanding memory's reliability, but future research needs to be more inclusive, transparent, and applied. If we want to improve how we use memory in real life, we need to look beyond the lab and into real-world conditions.